upcoming DC Direct Superpowers Rebirth. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Toy Geeks. My name is Jay, and with me, as always, Sunday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is my good friend John. John, how you doing tonight?
Doing good. I'm excited. Big leak.
Big week, like a big kind of unofficial like news week for toys, right? We got the superpowers thing that I'm over the moon about, and tons of MOTU stuff, like getting to see them in package. So we talk about that today. We'll touch upon the HasLab situation. Brian Brink sent us some statistics to work with as we look at that. But holy moly, so much to talk about. But I will say, I had a root canal done on Friday. My mouth still hurts. It's still painful like as I'm talking, the pain just is shooting down this side of my face. So if I sound a little bit slower, if I sound a little bit off, that is why. But even with a root canal, John, I couldn't let this show pass by because of just how excited I am by these reveals.
Yes, you're not slurring your words because you have already polished off a bottle.
I may need to. I may need to drink more as this goes on, just so I don't feel it. But that's a current Jay problem. Usually it's future Jay screwing over. Or future Mike. Gotta worry about future Mike. Anyways, anywho, let's say hello to the chat. It is hopping. Everybody's really excited about these. Well, most are. I think some people are like, man, but I think mostly everybody was really excited. We got Trevor, Dartherian, Renders, Rick, Cop. Oh, and also Dartherian, a whole bunch of people, John. I don't know what it is about this past week, but sent in Stump John stuff. So we're going with Rick's because he was already in like a couple weeks ago. But for everybody that sent in today or yesterday, have no fear. They will be featured in a future Stump John. Because holy crap, John's be afraid. Be very, very afraid. Cobweb Iber 3G, Drifter Comic is here. Map Room Gaming, Retro Action, Nick Dillinger, Animator, Shiny Plastic People, David V, Live Action Star Wars, Jeff Morris, Jason King, Roberto Colon, Migo Hulk, who in our Discord this week on the Patreon Discord, making people jealous with some of the things in his collection. Holy moly. Follow him on Instagram. I believe at Migo Hulk. BTG is here. Raymond, Trevor, Toy Art is in the house. We've also got All Music Fan, 88 Jason, Overman, Carlos, Free Reign, A Troy, BMN, Toy Connections. At a kid's birthday party with headphones on. Hashtag never miss Toy Geeks. Listen, for any of the geek dads and geek moms, geek parents out there, kids' birthday parties are the worst. So anything that we can do to help you get through this kid's birthday party. Retro Action Jeff, Jack Knight is here. Comics is here as well. Comics not feeling it. I'm surprised there. Black Phoenix is here. Shiftcon, Mike Giorlico, Andy Silva, A Punk with Toys. Mikey Dubs is also in the house. Tony Taylor. Tony Taylor's a recent merge announcement with Baducci Toys. Really excited about the prospects of that. So congrats to them. John Rhodes, Jamie Vaughn, J Mac, Mike Mahone, Todd Smith is here. Up, away. We got Matt Bush, Helder Santos, Jay Solo Arts, Smedberg's in the house. Mike Hex, Jamilin is here. Let's see. Totally Rad Dad, Toys That Glow, and I may have to pull so on and so on here. Mike, Craig. Let's see. That dude, Justin Preppy, 1982. Alex, Colleen is here. The love of my life, the apple of my eye. All and so on and so on. Again, thank you, everybody. This is a hopping chat. So hopping today. T Ponder is here. T Ponder, new profile pic. Who dis?
Oh, who dis?
Yeah, very sharp. Got the aviators going with the stash. Is he getting ready to pilot a F-16 fighter pilot in the new Top Gun film? That's what I want to know, T Ponder. Looking good, my friend. Scott Baker's here. Whole bunch of people. Holy moly. Okay. It's like, that is me. T Ponder. Good for you, my friend. Good for you. Looking handsome, as my friend would tell me. Hung Wen is here as well. Ray Alonzo. Whew. All right. A lot of people. Gas is $10. I not in Raleigh. Even though it's $4.30 at $4.35 at Costco today. Thankful I don't have the V-Dub anymore because that was like a premium gas car. Whew. Anywho, you need to get one of them. Need to get one of them electrics. So
get that electric DeLorean.
Oh my God, John! I have time to talk about it. But 175,000. That dream went away real fast.
That's how much it is.
175,000.
Oh man,
for that new electric DeLorean. I could buy two totally refurbished, like new old stock DeLoreans for that price.
Yeah, they're planning on failing again. Nobody's gonna spend 175 grand on that.
I think they're going for like limited thing. They're only making 88 or something like that. I don't know. It wasn't my call. But clearly they don't care. Like 175, they're not marketing this thing to me or anybody else here.
But hey, if the DeLorean company wants to send one to Jay to review, please do.
Yeah, review model. That'd be great. Review model would be great. Would love that. Okay. John, enough yammering because we got a lot to talk about. And I don't know how long my mouth will work tonight. So let's get going here. Okay. So a little while ago, with Ryan Dole, who sent a few of you actually sent me these pictures, but Ryan sent these as well from Yes Have Some. Give them a follow. I mean, most people here that watch Yes Have Some at this point, but you can find a link in the channel page. And he was on with us when this news first leaked. Actually, the reason we did is because Ryan Dole's like, I need to talk about this now. And I was like, okay, let's go. But John, both you and I are big Superpowers fans. As you can see, it's actually right there. I've got a complete Superpowers collection. Figures wise, I don't have all the vehicles. Got the complete Hall of Justice. We got the Justice Jogger right there. Delta 1 probe, whatever it's called. Anyways, and I got the Supermobile there too. So one of my favorite toy lines of all time, easily a top 5 for me toy line of all time. If I had to do a top whatever list, it would be top 5. Ryan Dole. Hey, you said you were traveling. You're more than welcome to jump on if you're have internet, my friend.
I think he's at the airport.
Yeah, maybe I going back to Vancouver. He said, but anyway, but holy moly, John, okay. So in that episode with Ryan Dole. We almost like try to theorize what this could possibly be, right? We pulled up source material. Ryan's like, link me. We pulled up source material. We were like, it needs to be the classic hardback. It needs to be, the same scale. It needs to have that Kenner feel. And I did want to say this publicly. I don't want to say who shared it, but there was a couple people that sent me messages, maybe on Facebook, maybe on Instagram. I can't remember exactly where, but there was like, it is going to be vintage style. It is exactly what you want it to be. And you will be so happy once you see it. And I got to say, John, these first images, even though they're kind of grainy and clearly like over processed or something, look freaking awesome. John, thoughts?
Everything I was hoping for. The one thing that's missing is maybe a Kenner logo, but I know we talked about that it probably wouldn't happen.
Yeah, exactly.
But
exactly.
Aside from that, this is perfect. This is so perfect. I can't believe that this is happening.
And the figure, even though it's this is a new 52 Dark Side. I can't remember exactly which comic this comes from.
Yep.
But it looks retro. It looks sculpted like in the style. Like the colors are brighter. They pop more and everything.
Yeah. And the one thing that I was dreading about this design of Darkseid is those shoulder pads.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Mattel version is terrible. The shoulder pads overwhelm him. It looks like
Yeah.
it's a kit bashed figure that they put the wrong parts on.
Mm-hmm.
But it's so subtle on here. It's so well done.
Yes.
Man.
And again, the paint just, or it maybe it's casted it in that color plastic,
Mm-hmm.
but that blue just looks right. Like even the sculpting on the face, like it has that Kirby kind of look to it, and more so than we saw in the comic that this one's based off of. Like it hit it in all the right ways. That it just has me so excited. Now again, this is like clearly it's been kind of over processed because the colors don't look quite right on the card and stuff like that. But that's because clearly this has been, maybe they had to like get rid of the watermarks or something like that, so it wouldn't, track or something. But it looks so good now. And again, this is to your point, John. Like it's not a character we were all clamoring for in this style, but the fact that how cool it looks means that anything they do would make it freaking awesome.
Yeah. I mean, there's just enough detail. There's the paint is so it's perfectly minimal, where it looks like it will stand with the rest of the Superpowers figures, the vintage ones. This is exactly what we were talking about. Like this was the longest wait between waves ever so far, Hasbro.
There's some negative comments about, but we have a special guest who I think is getting in the plane right now. So, let me just plus him in so you can share his thoughts here. Super Dole, welcome, my friend.
Dude, so I'm just waiting for my luggage so I can go home. It's been a day, I'll tell you that. Because, airports, whatever.
Sure.
This brightens up a weekend.
Oh.
Can we all agree? I've already seen things in the chat where people are like, I want the classic ones. I want Batman in the gray and blue. Well, guess what? They're on eBay. Go get them.
Yeah.
It's that easy. Give us the new stuff. That's what we want. That's why we're here. That's why we're alive. These card backs, the art on the card, new for 22, which is a straight rip out of Origins, and I love it, and I'm here for it. And you're right, this is the longest wait between waves. When I think about legacy sequels, this is what I talk about.
Ooh.
Sure, Top Gun's great. Afterlife is great. But this is life-changing.
It is. It really is.
That some people would say that's a little bit hyperbolic, but I kind of agree with you here on that.
There's nothing hyperbolic about me ever.
You are known very just to the point, and no overdoing it or anything like that.
No, not at all. Oh my gosh, everything is so dry here. Oh, okay. Okay, luggage is coming out. I have to go get my luggage.
You're good. Well,
are you on the home side of your flight?
I am on the home side of my flight, so I'm gonna go home. We're gonna finish this during After Dark.
Okay. All right. Well, that sounds great, my friend. Safe travels home, and for all the people that hang out on After Dark, all our patrons, we'll continue this conversation with
now
Ryan.
Everyone can see I am at an airport. I'm legit at an airport, live streaming, geeking about toys. This is great. Okay, I'll talk to you guys soon.
Thanks, Ryan.
See you, Ryan.
Oh my God. All right. That's amazing. Okay. So let's talk about that a little bit, because I do want to give voice to the people in the chat. Like I wish it was more classic style, and I totally understand that. But the thing is, this is just the first wave. There's no reason we can't get more classic looks. Like if this thing does well enough. I mean, look at just how many figures McFarlane pops out all the time.
Yeah,
like it is the DC section of the toy aisle is always full. So to me, there's no reason why they can't get to more classic looks. I kind of like that they went with some new look characters here, because to Ryan's point, we have the vintage ones. and so we've had them now for almost 40 years.
Yep.
So doing something new is just kind of showing that this is what this line can be. We already know what the retro style stuff will look like, but this is what the line can be. We can go beyond what we did originally. And I think that's why, even if this design isn't necessarily like one I was clamoring for, but it means characters like getting a Black Adam or getting a Swamp Thing in this line. Like, just there's the sheer amounts of characters that we could get in this line now because of these three figures that, again, are more modern styles. I think is why, to me, this is so exciting, even beyond just this figure. Do you agree with that, John?
Yeah. This is the first example. I think this was really the perfect leak for, okay, now we see what the card art looks like. But not only that, we see a modern design character, something, and still we call it modern design, but the new 52 is, that was a 10-year-old design at this point.
That's crazy that new 52 is 10 years
right? But the transition of a newer design character and a figure that we've already gotten from Superpowers, where the original Darkseid from Superpowers is a nice figure, but it's like we can take a modern design and make it look like it can fit in the classics. Where as if they just say if they leaked Batman first and he was in all black or whatever color. But we know what that would probably look like, or close to, would just be the original Superpowers Batman kind of repainted.
Yeah.
Because I think that's what the aesthetic is going to go for.
Yeah.
Seeing just a new character or a new design, I think this was the perfect one to leak first.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Because you are putting some really good recommendations. Hawk Girl, Preacher, Tim Drake Robin. Yes, please. Like Apache Chief. I mean, there's just Poofy Sleeps Firestorm, Super Shiny Brainiac. But we've got those already. So let's get, the more classic look for Brainiac. Or like even that situation, like as cool as the Chrome Brainiac is, getting a classic kind of look Brainiac would be that much cooler.
Yep.
Lobo would, there's so many Wonder Twins, Deathstroke, like Constantine, Stargirl, Stripe. Like there's just the DC has so many amazing, colorful, cool characters. I mean, it's what made DC Universe Classics a really cool line. Is it took the kind of the formula a little bit of Superpowers and then like just went all out,
Yeah.
And this, much like Origins is doing the classics move, but more attainable, more economical, and a good toy, like this could do the same thing. And it's so exciting.
Absolutely. And everybody's naming all these characters. As on top of DC Classics, the Justice League Unlimited series had an incredible amount of characters. They went real deep, deeper than DC Classics. The Justice League Unlimited series, the only bad part about those figures is they're hard to stand up on those skinny little legs.
They're awful. As again, Bruce Timm is, on the Mount Rushmore of important people in DC. But those designs did not translate so well to the toys because they all just kind of bent over.
You get one warped leg, that figure will never stand.
It's done. So a Giganta, oh man.
This
it's limitless, it's infinite almost.
I really think that Superpowers from McFarlane can outdo everything that McFarlane has done for DC so far.
Oh yeah.
I like the 7-inch stuff. I love the 66 Batman, but even the 66 Batman line will have an end game because there is only so many, and
Exactly.
until he gets to just Bruce in his like regular streetwear clothes, like I think that's when the line is dead. Getting swim trunks and the boxing gloves figures, like that's kind of cute, but once you get too far,
Yeah.
you're really jumping the shark.
Yep.
This line doing superpowers, we're going to get
Infinite.
fingers crossed. We're going to get years out of this.
I hope so. I really hope so. More than any other. I mean, again, it rivals MOTU C in that there's just so many, and it could go even greater than. I'm sorry, not MOTU C, MOTU Origins.
Mm-hmm.
Because even though MOTU Masters of the Universe has a ton of characters, DC, God, it could times that by 10, right? Like just the scale of this could be insane.
Right.
Grodd. Oh, like we will look at the back of the card because that has some awesome stuff as well. Don't you worry. This is a fair point. The only problem I see is Todd only thinks there's like 4 characters that exist in the DCU. I agree, right? But we just need to, like, I don't know, put pressure on Todd to be like, Todd, just do them all.
Yep.
Like you can do a different Batman variant each time, but you need more than 3 at a time. Then, if that's going to be the case,
right?
I will say. All right, you ready to look at the back of this card, John?
Absolutely.
The back of the card's awesome as well. So let's look at the back. We have some cross sell here. Let me pull this up. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more. We can't quite. These look like renders on the figures, because even the Dark Side doesn't look as cool as the one I actually see there.
He looks a little metallic.
Yeah, they do, but you can tell they have the kind of the build of the superpowers figure. Like that Superman looks like it has like that pose of the the fisting action.
That's what she said.
But so can't really quite tell there, but we know those were the figures that were kind of teased. But I will say, anything you want to say about the Batman and Superman that we're seeing here?
It's so hard to tell. I mean, I'm pretty sure they advertised, or the leaked list was Hush Batman.
Yep.
And if that's the case, I'm still happy. But it's so hard to really get a good look at that. It's a little too blurry right now.
It's blurry, and again, it looks rendered versus the real toy. Because again, look at that Dark Side, and look at what we see in the front. Like it's kind of night and day the difference there.
Yep.
But still cool to get them. Enhance, Jay, enhance. Like, eventually
it's just going to get worse.
All right. But these vehicles, John.
This has me real excited. That Batwing.
Oh, the Batwing's so cool. And the Supermobile, like we were saying the Corgi Supermobile, but like that was the vehicle that was teased we looked at it in the last episode that we talked about this, but it was teased as like a future vehicle release for the Superpowers line back in the 80s, like 87, wherever it would have been. And the Batwing looks a little less like that one, but it still looks awesome in that kind of 80s blue.
Yep.
But John, like what's your hot takes here?
They look so Kenner 80s. I mean, those pictures don't look like renders. Those pictures look like photographs of the toys.
Yep.
I'm hoping that it's the canopies are so much like the originals. They got a little bit of a flex to them. I'm just in awe of these. Like,
and these are grainy.
It's so hard to believe that this is happening.
I know, and to look this cool in the grainy little like leaked image.
I feel like we're looking at those old websites. Like we're just, the one that we went through on our last discussion, where we dreaming about this and just if in a perfect world this is what we're going to get, and this looks like it's what we're going to get. I love how the Batwing is so much like the Keaton Batwing. It's
Yep.
it's a
A lot of people are
perfect.
calling out. It looks like the Toy Biz one for sure.
It's a perfect mix.
It is. People are saying no nut net on the Supermobile. If you didn't watch that video,
Oh yeah,
one of the action figures, or I'm sorry, not figures, features of the Supermobile was a nut net. Insert your own.
Yep,
that's what she says. But who knows? If they do the nut net, it's done. It's over. Greatest toy line of whenever this thing gets released, 22. But the Batwing looks so good. I know they're doing a Batmobile. No, are they doing? No, they're not doing Batmobile. These are the two vehicles. I think they mistook the Supermobile as the Batmobile on that list, I think.
Yeah, because when we looked at that list, they also had the 66 teases on there as well, and that had the Bat Cycle.
Yeah,
I think.
Andrew, give me an invisible plane, like just a translucent plastic invisible. Oh,
McFarlane would do that.
He would. Even though it's a female character's vehicle, I think he would still do that one.
And then he'd probably release the Chase, and it would be just like a colored plane. It'd be like, oh, well, that's for anybody. That's for Hal Jordan when he's in his test pilot phase.
Raymond, the great sin of the 80 superpowers, no George Perez, Teen Titans. Like, it could do anything. Obviously, in the nut net questioning, again, we talked about it extensively in that other episode. But and I guess let me try to find it now. We've talked about it too much not for me.
Yeah,
to find it, but,
and there's so many things on that page that they could just go by. Superman, the telephone booth play set. There's so much
so much,
and even the unproduced figures, the next two waves, where the one wave after the last one that was released, so many of those figures went halfway into production that they should just continue that wave, kind of pick it up, and make that like the Lost Wave, and then McFarlane's second wave, new characters.
The Dark Side playset, Fortress of Solitude. It could be, the possibilities are limitless. Let me pull up the aforementioned nut net real quick. Again, this is if you Google Toy Otter superpowers, you'll find this page, like the top hit. And it was really cool. The last conversation we talked a lot about his work on this, and he actually commented on that video. So Toy Otter, if you're watching, again, you are a legend. That a lot of us Toy Geeks, whether or not we're even superpowers fans, I think was just an amount of respect for what you accomplished on that website that hard to beat. But as you can see, there was an action feature. Button inside cockpit activates the deadly nut net. But again, like the fact they're doing a Supermobile in this style, people are calling out Batcave. Absolutely. And again, there was art for that.
Yep.
And we'd be all over it. This was the Batwing, John, that you were saying you would hope it'd go. But
yeah,
now that we kind of see it on this packaging, are you okay with how it is going to turn out?
100%. Now, in comparison, that Batwing on this page, it's almost like the version of the Ghost Buggy from Filmation's Ghostbusters, where that looks like it would have been a Batmobile that just converts into a Batwing, whereas the Batwing that we are getting is just that's it. That's all it does is fly. It doesn't turn into anything.
Yeah, I kind of like it the other way as well, even though I would have been fine with this style too. But there's just so much, again, if they really truly, and if they approach this as we are continuing what Kenner was doing in Superpowers, the possibilities are incredible.
Yeah.
Absolutely incredible. So a lot of talk around the Nut Net last time. I believe the reason why it was called the Nut Net was one, couldn't pass up the chance of alliteration, but also the nuts are like the crazy people, the nuts.
Mm-hmm. The 80s.
A simpler time. Oh my god.
It looks so good. Man.
And yeah, let's look at the rest. I mean, you got the card with the little information about Darkseid is awesome. So again, I think the possibilities are so exciting, and I couldn't be any more happy with these leaked images. The last step here, John, is just getting to actually see it in real life, or see like in-hand images of these things, because holy moly.
Yeah. I bet it's going to be sooner than later. I mean, McFarlane stuff shows up real fast once it's leaked.
It does. It really does.
I'm curious at the 12 and up age on the card, though.
Yeah, that's surprising, just given how Origins is such it crosses generations.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's a paint thing. Maybe it's an articulate. I don't know. Because once you make an adult collector, you can get away with a lot more stuff,
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, you don't have to go through the safety testing.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
you do with kids' toys.
Yep. Todd asks, can they reissue vintage Kenner figure paint schemes? Absolutely, because they were just straight DC. They've done it already without Hasbro or Kenner doing it, right?
Yep.
So absolutely they can. Jamilin, maybe it was short for neutralizer. Maybe. Jamie Vaughn, I'll hold on to see the retro designs, but those vehicles look good. Remember, boo, it's a dark collector figure pass. We don't know till we see it.
What do you
NECA section? That's true.
What are you guessing for a price on these guys?
But the McFarlane stuff is still in the normal toy aisle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you go to Target, it's in the toy aisle and the NECA section.
Shiny Plastic People likes to call it here. It is a DC Direct line, so it's like McFarlane's distribution of like rebirth of DC Direct. So it's usually a comic shop fan channel line. So I wonder if it's going to get the market. I hope so. The potential is too big on this, I feel like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think this is going to be mass retail.
Yeah, it would be stupid not to. J-Mac asked, I think you're talking about this a little bit a second ago, John, but estimated price point. I'm thinking $15.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Keep it right in that Origins,
Yeah, because the 66 Batman stuff is $17.99. And those are 6-inch figures, and I'm guessing these will be 5-inch scale to fit in with the rest of the superpowers. So yeah, $15 range.
Yeah. And that Brick, it's a good call here by Brick something. Estimated price $8 after 2 months, like the rest of McFarlane.
Hey, I'll still take it.
Absolutely. You can Walmart have them for like a nickel.
Yeah. Because it doesn't matter how low these get clearanced, McFarlane still makes the stuff.
Oh, I know, exactly. It doesn't like comic is included. It's not there. Let me see if I can go back to the other picture. Where'd you go? How do I lose that? Oh, let me open it back up here. But anyways, there is no mini comic in it, in the figure. So, which I'm okay with that. I don't know. How do we feel about that, John?
Yeah, I'm okay with it because I don't think that the comic would reflect the price that much because he's doing the page punchers, and even like the 7-inch page punchers are still retailing at the same price that they should, even if they didn't have a comic. But I don't necessarily need any more mini comics.
In Origins, it's really nice, but at no point is that like the make or break. It completes the experience, right?
But you get one comic per wave.
Yeah.
Whereas when Superpowers was around in the 80s, it was one comic per character.
Yeah.
So I think that would be maybe a little bit too ambitious for production.
And Page Punchers, Page Punchers will have the comics with them. So I think it's okay. Dom, great question here. Will they have power action? This is John. I feel like if you're going to call it superpowers, it should. The 12 plus, adult collector thing worries me about that, but they're designed to look like they'll do this thing, the fisting. But what's your thoughts there?
I'll really be surprised. I think if they did have a action feature, that would be featured on the card. Like punching action or something.
You're right. Yeah.
So I think that's getting.
You're right.
That's getting cut out of the series. I mean, if they just did the kicking or the punching action where everybody gets the same lever, same engineering, it'll just change the size of the figure. I think it could work because then it's sort of like across the board for the design team where everything is the same. But yeah, I think it would be right there on the card if it did.
Agreed. That's a good point. People also asking about cloth capes. I believe they're going to be cloth capes. If you look at the pictures on the back, those look like cloth capes to me. It's a digital render, so take it or leave it, I guess. But it should be cloth goods.
Yeah, I think it's going to be cloth.
Troy Dark Side with super fisting action. Anyway. All right, John, final thoughts here on superpowers before we move on.
I can't wait. I can't wait to talk about these in hand. It's going to be a good day.
Woo! And I saw some people say like they're worried this won't last that long, but I really hope, I really hope this thing can do at least as well as Origins has been doing, just in terms of how many figures we've got in such a short amount of time.
I think this is going to do really well.
Yeah. It's just the similar to like how MOTU, like just that packaging pops. The characters are great. Like if I was going to pick a Superman or a Batman for my kid, it would be the one in this package, Like it is a bummer it's a 12 plus thing, but we'll kind of see how that plays out.
Yep.
We'll see. God dang it, I'm late. That's all right. You can always watch the replay, my friend. You can always watch the replay. Okay. Static. Yeah, Static would be great. Like, there's just so many DC characters and looks that this line is like could be infinite. Back Metal Gold Superman. Yep. So people are talking about scale. We assume it'll be similar scale. The Dark Side was like a full inch bigger than all the others. Like he's a big boy.
He's got to be 5-inch.
Yeah. Brick says there's no reason this should last as long as Origins has, except that I guess MOTU was not existed before and DC Toys never went. Exactly. That's why I think just the presence and just the amount of figures you could do could go on for a long, long time. So
what are they called? The Spin Master figures. They're constantly pumping those out. And it's essentially the same figures over and over again that we see.
Oh yeah. Cyborg, like getting a Vac Metal Cyborg. The original ones are so expensive. That'd be awesome. Similar to how like some of the MOTU Origin stuff is like giving you, it's not exact, but they're pretty close,
Yep.
And it'll fill that hole on your shelf.
That's what she said.
All right. I'm really excited about this. Super excited. And we'll just have to see how it goes.
Yep.
All right. Next up, John. Let's just check in. Just a quick check-in on how the HasLab Force Effects Inquisitor lightsaber is doing. We talked about it last week. Like this seems, and most of the toy things that I follow don't really understand why this needs to be a $500 HasLab. Doesn't make any sense. And it seems like toy collectors are feeling the same way. Still, hasn't crossed 1,000 backers.
It's not really that much higher since the last time we checked this
It isn't.
stat.
I think the last time I looked at it was during Yes Have Some. They talked about it. I think it was like maybe 8 something.
Man.
Yeah, Rancor 2.0 is correct. But let's friend of the channel, Brian, who did all of the awesome charting the last time we had all those HasLabs, including when the Rancor was going to pass or fail, put together this chart of all of the Star Wars HasLabs so far. And the lightsaber is in red. And there was a time when it was pretty close, but still doing worse than the worst one of all time, which was the sail barge. It's doing real bad. Even with the lower goal, only 5,000. It is the worst performing HasLab and Star Wars HasLab of all time.
Can you imagine if 2 Star Wars HasLabs fail in a row?
It's gonna I unless they just bump it up because they were gonna make it anyway. But I think a lot of people feel the same way. Like $500 is way too much.
Absolutely.
It doesn't spin. It doesn't spin, which is the coolest part of that lightsaber. It's the thing. If the most defining characteristic of that lightsaber is not that it's double bladed. That's Darth Maul's. The most iconic part of the Inquisitor lightsaber is that it spins. It doesn't do that. And it's double the price.
Yep. The most important thing it's supposed to do.
Yeah.
It doesn't at all.
Nope. No tears, no anything.
And the amount of or the percentage of HasLabs that are purchased for resale purposes aren't going to happen, because there's no way this will ever be worth more than $500. Absolutely no way.
Especially when people are also thinking like, well, Disney's just going to do their own. That'll be cheaper than this.
And it might spin.
It might spin. Come on. How do you not have it? Where's all that extra money going to? Right. I've seen this, Ray. Plus, I didn't know if it can't fly, no buy. Yeah, it's embarrassing. It is more than the Proton Pack. Patrick is about to own 3,500 lightsabers. Anyway, all right. So that's that. We'll keep checking in on it, but it doesn't look great. Doesn't look great. Not good at all. And thank you, Brian, for doing the hard math work on there. Okay. Tons of Masters of the Universe inbox images. No spin, I'm not in. Let's look at this one, John, because we finally got to see images of good friend Wondar. Supposed to be a Mattel Creations exclusive, but apparently, like, it's on shelves in I don't know where, somewhere in the Philippines, maybe, or something like that.
Or maybe Singapore.
Maybe. I think actually Singapore.
I saw the pictures. The pegs were loaded with
Wondars. So I swear to God, John, I better be able to get this. We like to make fun of the geeks and the nerds that overreact, but if I don't get this, John, if I can't order this,
I'm flying out of the country to buy one on the pegs.
I'm gonna move to Singapore. But holy crap, John, with the vintage head, this thing looks incredible.
Mattel changed their mind?
What do you mean Mattel changed their mind?
All Music Fans says Mattel changed their mind. And
well, it's not going to be a exclusive anymore?
Huh.
People are saying in LA, people got these figures before Mattel Creations.
Yeah, Ekwan says that Frankensons has Wondars.
What? See, this is what's gonna happen. It's gonna be some weird thing, and it's not gonna get released like normal, and I'm not gonna be able to get it.
What is
For sale in
happening?
California.
And speaking of that, somebody had, or last week, there was a seller in California on eBay that had cases of Leech and Snoutspout.
I know. Pixel
And-
Danner did his review.
And they were selling them for
Second.
like $5 over retail. And they were gone in like 2 seconds.
I know. I need to relax. I need to not overreact. I'm not going to do that thing that we all do at times. I'm just going to take a deep breath.
I mean, they teased us. It's going to be on Mattel Creations. We're all
It better be.
excited.
I
And they just pull it back.
I wonder what is happening. Okay, but regardless of how we're going to get it, it looks fantastic. The art looks incredible. The figure looks great. A unique mini comic. People know that I on the one of the themes of the After Dark episode days missed Holy Grails because I missed out on a Holy Grail yesterday, John. At the Flea Market. We'll talk about it in After Dark. But yeah, I missed out on buying a Wondar for under $150.
Are you kidding me?
Oh yeah, but not yesterday. This was like years ago.
Yeah, yes, I remember that. Yeah,
I've shared this story before. But the box, I mean, it looks great across the board. I'm really excited about this.
Yeah, I hope we still get it with Mattel Creations because I do like to keep those mailer boxes with the line drawing, the line art on the front and the back.
Mm-hmm. Yep. No, I promise that is a different story. Anyways, I missed out on a Grail yesterday that it hurts a little bit. It would hurt more though if I missed out on a Wondar because it's not like a figure I necessarily really needed or wanted. But if I could get it for that price, you best believe I would have been hopping and jumping over the moon. Let's see. I bet Wondar goes for 200 plus on eBay. Well, if it's in the States, let's just do a quick eBay hang on this one. Wondar Origins. Is that probably the easiest way to search for it? Nope. Wait.
Hit completed.
You're right. But I want to see if I can buy it now, John. Let me see. Sold. How is it not sold on eBay yet if they're in California? That's interesting. Anywho. Jay, there are some folks in Discord with extra to spare. What, the Wondars? Did I miss that on the Discord? It's my own damn Discord. I didn't even see that. Dartherian, I demand we get an Origin Stew heroic toy merchant. I love that. Yes.
We'll have to. Somebody's going to have to customize that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Tony Taylor, Grail fails Kanhachi. Yeah, I mean, again, at the end of the day, like, there's no way the timing would have worked out. I'll talk about that. But if the normal situation would have occurred, I absolutely think I would have had it. But it is what it is. We'll talk about it there. There's not enough time. And my mouth really hurts. Okay, moving on to the other things. Let's see. Let's talk about some of these Masterverse figures. Hockey pads, Zodak. What's with the shoulder pads and New Eternia? They all just play they all play football.
It's like space football.
Other than those, it looks fantastic. It looks really, really good.
Yeah. This is going to be my favorite Zodak.
I couldn't argue with you, really. People really dug the versus, the MOTU C versus Masterverse. So my plan is to keep doing that. So I don't know. Hopefully, a viewer of the show, David has a collection of MOTU C, and maybe I can get some of these figures in that collection. And you can buy most of it. That's my dream, John. Is that you can buy most of it and flip it, and I just get what I need. That's my goal in life. John's like, I don't need that many.
That's what we're shooting for.
And maybe have a gray skull too in there. That'd be nice. I need another gray skull. What, John? What the hell am I doing? Why am I the way that I am?
It's the root canal.
Zodak needs boots. No, I kind of dig the, because that's the original style. The boots would be Zodak with a K, right? So
the original Zodak?
Yeah, the original. No, I'm sorry. Zodak with a K is
Zodak with a K is 2000X.
Exactly.
Zodak with a C is original.
Exactly. The K has the boots. The C has the
clawed feet.
Exactly.
Yep.
So for me, Roberto Colon, I would think this one needs the Skeletor feet, and the Zodak with a K needs the boots. But I understand that either way if you prefer the boots.
Yes, the DCUC versus MOTU Zodak had boot feet.
Oh, that's right. Yes, I forgot about that. A lot of possibilities. Filmation wore boots as well. That is correct. Maybe instead of all these damn hands, we could have got extra boots here.
Yeah, we need to start getting extra feet.
Yes.
Come on, people.
I agree. Can we make an online petition for that? There's so many online petitions. Can we do one to be like, toy companies, can we have less hands and more feet?
Hashtag more feet. You know who's going to follow that first? Tarantino.
I was going to say, hashtag Tarantino approves. Zodak needs a chair. I think that's fair.
Yep.
I did it around. But anywho, so let's see my comment above. I asked about all three and which one you would use for comparison. It's about Origins. Maybe is that what you're talking about, Asherman?
Oh, for a classics one, which one would you compare
for this?
For the Revelate or the Masterverse,
the new Attorney one? I would just do the normal release because this one has the monster feet, right?
Yeah.
This to me is going for the classic Zodak with a C look. So if I was doing a versus, that's the one I would pick. Even though I like the look of Zodak with a K better, because the tattoos, he's just more badass.
Yeah,
and he had the alternate heads as well, so he had like the unmasked head and the masked head, like just. But actually, I love both Zodaks. I'm a Zodak fan. I see this is a cool cat. It's a cool cat.
And we got Strobo too.
Strobo, yes, Strobo. All right, let's look at the She-Ra. It's a deluxe figure, which is a bit of I haven't done a side trombone in a minute. But the deluxe figures have been really good. It's just the price of them they're kind of pricey.
Yeah.
But she looks freaking tastic. Like that figure looks great.
Yeah. That's again could be the best She-Ra.
Yep. And again, that's where it's like, okay, I did the video with Skeletor and He-Man. Those are going to be hard to beat. Even though I don't know, John, what did you think? The Skeletor is next to each other. I think that new Attorney Skeletor looks really good.
It does look really good. And parts mixing and matching things, you can really make a perfect Skeletor with all the parts that we've gotten across the waves.
But yeah, this She-Ra looks really good.
Yep. Yeah, the price point on these deluxe figures is tough to swallow, but Target always puts them on sale.
Yeah, they do clearance them pretty frequently. So if you're patient, and they've all been pretty healthily stocked, like sometimes it takes a little while. Like the Trap Jaw, I think, finally showed up in our area like last week or something like that.
Yep.
You and I both got them last week, but
and they immediately put them on sale.
Yeah. Mad Hatter reviews in the house. We got a celeb in the house.
What is
Boys,
up?
this will be the best She-Ra, hands down.
Yep. Absolutely.
It's hard. It looks fantastic. Really excited for this one for sure. I need to sync up with Mad Hatter because we're both gonna be at Comic-Con. I hope. I think you're going to. You said you're going to Comic-Con here, so I hope I see you there. Maybe we can like do the Mad Dash for NECA together. I don't know. Do you have preview night, Mad Hatter? If you do, we should do the NECA Mad Dash together.
Did you pre-order anything the other day?
Nope. Because if I'm gonna be there, maybe I'm playing with fire, John. You're right.
Yeah,
maybe I should.
See, I thought you would, just for a little cushion, for a little insurance.
Okay. Normally I would have, but guess who's getting a root canal at 12 o'clock on Friday?
Oh, that's right.
So I was just like, as I was going to the dentist office, I was like, I wonder if while they're drilling into my tooth,
mind if I pre-order?
I could have my phone and try to put an order. And I was like, I'm going to be there, so we'll just hopefully I can get them then.
All numbed up, and you end up ordering nothing but Greta's.
But Matt Hatter's most likely going to be there, so again, that'll be fun. That'll be a ton of fun. Because again, like the preview night, it's the first chance to get all this stuff, and it is, like when you're a kid and the lifeguard's like, you can't run around the pool. It's kind of like that. So like you go down to the floor, and depending on where your entrance is, you're not necessarily near NECA or Mattel or whatever. So you kind of have that fast walk because all the security guards are like, no running.
This is how I walk.
So you're just like, you get speed walking. And then if they're not looking, and then you slow down, speed walk if they're looking. Anyway, okay. I think that would be a lot of fun.
Yep.
Anywho, okay. Let's see this figure here for the CGI line. Now, I guess it's a spoiler. I didn't finish season 2. I'm a bad fan. Is this?
I haven't either.
2? It's a Skeletor reborn figure. Looks really cool though.
Yeah, it does. It's like the CGI Skelegod.
Mm-hmm.
Looks
cool.
Yeah.
Also love translucent plastic. That's always good. Okay, speaking of the CGI He-Man, though, we got our first look at those figures in the package, and I gotta say, I'm really excited to get these figures.
Mm-hmm.
But they look a little silly in this packaging. They look like I should have had a clip from Tommy Boy, fat guy in a little coat. Because He-Man's not too bad, but then look at Skeletor. He's like, Rawr!
He is shoehorned in there. He looks so uncomfortable. That looks ridiculous. And they'll put She-Ra in a deluxe box with the accessories all spread out, and then they're like, "Oh, we'll put Skeletor in one of the small boxes." And the engineers at Mattel are like, "Have you seen the figure?"
Oh my god! Again, super pumped to get the figure. I really like these designs, but like it's kind of interesting that. These boxes are scaled to these figures, which are pretty large figures, right? Like they're pushing a 6.5-inch scale or something, like somewhere around there. Like they're big figures as it is. So seeing how big these figures look like in these boxes, what are these, like 7-8-inch figures? Like they're just gigantic.
Yeah. Yeah. It looks like that Skeletor's got to be an 8-inch figure. He's almost the top of his hood is almost touching the window.
Yeah. Again, let's go back to the Zodak where we just compare. Huge, gigantic, and you're right. Like She-Ra, she's got space.
She's all nice presentation. It's all just laid out perfect. Skeletor could be laying on his side in one of those deluxe boxes.
Yeah, it could be doing the
Oh,
The classic.
the old pose.
It's that meme, right? Like where Skeletor shares a fact and then runs away.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's a good Comic-Con exclusive pack idea.
It
The
is.
Skeletor meme, like we're
Mhm.
just like laying down. Tony Taylor, 10 pounds of Skeletor in a 5-pound bag.
Yep.
But I'm still really excited to get him. I think, gigantic figure in a small box aside. Oh, wait, dang, I switched the. Hold on. There we go.
That's what she said.
I still am really excited to get them. Okay. And then another deluxe figure. This Filmation Princess of Power Hordak looks so freaking good. This one might be hard to do the versus. What do you think? I think I have to find the Comic-Con exclusive one in this colorway versus the normal release. But John, what are your thoughts on this figure?
One of my favorite characters ever, and it looks great. I can't wait for this to show up. It looks perfect in that deluxe box. It doesn't look like it should have been in a regular figure pack. But I think you can get the regular Filmation Hordak.
Yeah, they did on Classics. They did a regular Filmation Hordak,
didn't they?
I thought the Filmation.
Oh
was
no, I'm thinking. There's two different. There's like the Filmation one in the Club Grayscale box, and then there's Filmation from like Classics version, and then there's actually the Filmation style.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, do the Classics version because it's like half the price.
Yeah, exactly. Unless somebody wants to let me borrow one just for like a week whenever I get this. Hordak comics. This freaking Hordak looks so amazing. Oh my god, I want like 7 of them. Hordak with a blaster arm. You get the normal arms, the blaster arms, the crossbow.
The crossbow with the looks like blood in it.
Man had a beautiful Hordak. Face might need a wash, so some of the sculpt details true, but that's a little bit of a wash isn't easy. Like even I could do that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because the removable arm is awesome. The duck feet, though, somebody said they didn't. Where I lost it. Not a fan of the duck feet here, Jason. But that's this Filmation style feet, right?
Mm-hmm. I mean, if they would just paint it all black, that would look better. Yeah,
I agree. There are things the head just doesn't look quite right. Looks so neutral. Like it looks like that classic poster of the Filmation style Hordak, right? Like it looks just like that. And I think for a lot of people in our minds, it's that classic Hordak poster or art. That I don't know. It's this figure looks really good.
Yeah, this is one that just seeing it right here without a review or comparison, that could be better than every Hordak before it.
Exactly. Be interesting to see. Like it was interesting with the Can Masterverse beat MOTU video that I did.
Mm-hmm.
The wide range of varying opinions, right? There was the MOTU can never be beat in the history of anything, and then there's some people like, oh yeah, Masterverse does laps around MOTU. And some people are like pissed that I gave articulation to MOTU, which I think was a fair critique in a lot of ways. But I think for me in those figures, I didn't have any loose joints on the MOTU figures. Yep. And just the feel, just the way I was able to pose them so much more effortlessly compared to those specific Masterverse figures, which are very gummy. It's kind of I felt like I was smushing it.
Mm-hmm.
That was my reasoning, but I understand people are like, oh, you should have given it to Masterverse because it has more articulation. John, what's your thoughts on how I weighed them?
I do agree, because you did have good joints on your Classics figures, that is a bit of a bias.
It is
in itself, because you can open up a brand new Classics figure and ankles, you can't stand that figure up to save your life.
Yeah.
And you probably would have been swayed the other way.
Yep.
But I do know what you mean, where these the newer Masterverse figures, they do have that gummy feel, and it's almost like locking the joints, not really bending them. It's like, and it's not a ratchet either.
No, it just doesn't feel as good. But again, in MOTU C, they had a loose. You never knew. It was always random. Some had it more than others. But I would always do the trick I learned on the He-Man.org forums, which was take the little rubber band, you can kind of just put it in there and kind of like tighten up the joint. But
yeah, just when you cut the rubber band out, when you took them out of the package, like stick it down between the ankle. And Beastman was probably the worst for me.
Yep. Racing John T. So Hordak is in superpowers now. We started with superpowers and we've moved on. We've changed topics. But if you just joined in, you're probably like, what the hell? But yeah, I think the matte finish that's where to me, like I forgot just the feel of those figures. And just like opening up, I was just like, oh my God, like I forgot how good these figures feel in hand. But again, that doesn't mean every MOTU C figure is perfect. And I think for this Hordak and this She-Ra, those were some of and actually the original look for the Hordak, I think is fine, but they never quite nailed a Filmation Hordak. And this one looks so good. And same for She-Ra, that these could very well be the definitive, you know, figures for these characters in that scale. Comics, how about the figure the Beastman? Well, we've covered Beastman a lot already. It's showing up. Like I already have the MOTU C Beastman ready to go for that video. So whenever that one comes, it'll be a MOTU C Beastman versus that one, because that Beastman looks insane.
Yeah.
Absolutely insane. Okay. I think that's it for news, Johnny. I think it's a good place to stop it here. We're at a little over an hour because we still got to do Stump John. And this one's a tough one. This one,
oh boy.
And I don't want you to get too nervous. I want you to be, feel loose, ready to go.
Let me shut off the comments.
Yes, please do. We had a ton of submissions for Stump John, so I'm gonna use just in order of like first in, first out, or whatever. So Rick sent these in, and actually sent pictures of all of the accessories with the toy that they're originally with. So let's keep going. A lot of people talking about the Mondo He-Man. Let's see. So
yes, that's getting re-released.
Yeah, that one's been out already, right? Has it changed at all?
They're doing it again. I think they're resculpting the head.
Oh, nice. Is that on Mondo's website?
I don't know. I just saw like a press release.
Let's check Mondo Tees. I didn't do it right. I did Modo Tees.
You can buy the domain though for $3,000.
Yeah, Modo Tees. Get redirects from oh man. Yeah. Anyways, I'll find a link later. But yeah, my problem with the Mondo is just it's way too damn expensive.
Yeah.
All right. Let's keep moving here. Let's keep moving. Where are we at? All right. So at the end of each episode of Toy Geeks, we like to do a little segment we like to call Stump John. And today will be no different, because it's that time again. It's time to test John and his knowledge of all things action figure accessories. He has been dealing toys for 30 years. He's seen them all. So we try to check him in a segment we like to call Stump John. So everybody, everywhere, all around the world, it's time to do what? It's time to stump that John! Or stump that stew, depending on which region you're in.
Yep. Depending on what episode you're on.
All right. So these were submitted by Rick. I'm just going to pull up the answers. So okay, I knew some of these. I will say I knew some of these.
Okay.
And some of these I had no freaking clue.
And
So-
still, there's a lot of things that you know that I still don't.
True. That's true. But I feel like in general, you know way more than I do. I just if I had like a default setting, I think you just know more. That's my default setting anyway. You know more. But so Rick Capabianco sent these in. We had a ton of submissions. A lifelong toy collector sent some in that are really tough. Dartherian sent some in. Let's see who else. Andrew Clark, Vincent Gonzalez, Phil Barker.
Wow.
So tons of people sent theirs in. So we're pretty stacked, but keep sending them in. It's nice to actually have a backlog of these things. That way we always have a Stump John ready to go. All right. So let's keep on going. Yeah. The Roton's going around as well. Seeing those in, can't wait to get my hands on that Roton. Like there is the place to be. Oh my God. Comic says the bird must be kicking in. Yeah, I'm already on my second one. It's like sharp pains like in the roof of my mouth, like up to my nose. It's not fun. But they said the pain eventually will stop.
Yeah, all pain eventually stops.
If you missed the beginning, I had a root canal on Friday. Anyway, all right. But in the grand scheme of things, from what I understand, it was a pretty tame root canal. So I have that going for me, which is nice. Okay, I don't want to pick the wrong one here. Okay, here they are. 4 accessories, all in one shot. Good luck, my friend.
Oh, man. Okay, I don't know the top 2 at all.
Really? Okay.
Yep. The knife. I think it's the 2000X Evelyn.
You are correct.
Dagger, and I can't tell if that's those things on the bottom, if they are little figures or are they effects. Oh no, they're little figures.
Nah, I would look again.
They look like little people.
They're people.
Is it supposed to be like an effect? I don't even have a guess.
I feel like I've said too much, so I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut.
I can't tell what that is.
Let me see if I can enhance this some more. Hold on, let me go a little bit bigger. There we go. Crazy Chauncey. Club, gun, knife, fire, I win.
I don't know what that is. They look like little blast effects, like that would go into like some figure's feet.
Maybe.
But I don't know who. I have no idea who.
Okay. Let's go to the top. So you got that one, 2000X Evelyn Dagger. You said you had no clue for these ones, but
nope. Not at all.
Nothing?
I don't even have a guess. I mean, that looks like it would be a missile, or a projectile of some sort.
Yep.
The color of it looks like it would belong to something Kenner.
It's almost like default. If there's a projectile, then it's just like Kenner.
It's a brown projectile. That's Kenner.
All right.
And the gun is just so
generic.
Yeah.
I will say this is the one I thought you didn't have a chance in hell at getting.
I don't even no idea who that would come with.
All right. Last guess. You got that one. So let's just go to the top. Just any wild eye guesses.
I have nothing. I can't even take a guess on any others at all, and we'll waste too much time.
Fair enough. Okay, and no clue on this one.
Nope.
Okay, and then these little blast effects.
Who would those go to? They almost look like feet, like translucent feet.
A little bit, yeah.
That would clip into the legs. But I don't even know who that would be. No idea. I gotta throw in the towel.
All right. Well, John has been officially stumped. 1 out of 4. 250 average. So let's look at the answers again. Rick, thank you for actually sending pictures of the answers. This first one, I think you might beat yourself up over, because this one I knew.
Okay.
It's another 2000X He-Man toy.
Get out. Oh.
The blaster on that. It
The
was
battle.
like
Is it the battle station?
Yeah, the MOTU battle station.
Mm-hmm.
I bought this sealed in the MOTU C era because I wanted to set up like a little, have a diorama.
Yep.
Of Castle Grayskull before we actually got a Castle Grayskull. A neat little set, kind of rare.
Came with like a battering ram or a catapult.
Yep. And it was like a door and the two things, or you can make a little tower like this one. But yeah, that
Yep.
is that.
I've had it. I've never had it loose. Every one I've ever bought was sealed, and I've probably had it 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, I had a sealed one and I opened it so I could have it set up for my OG MOTU C display. I still got it in my storage somewhere. I should probably break that thing out. But anyways, okay. The next one is Lockdown Louie.
Oh wait, is that from? No, that's not from Sarge's Heroes.
Yeah, let me double check here. I think he just said Lockdown Louie. I don't know who these guys are.
I don't know what it looks so dollar store like.
Maybe it is. Maybe that's what it is. Rick, if you're still here, you could tell us. Lyra, did I miss DC Superpowers? Like, yes, it was at the beginning of the episode. But definitely feel free to. We talked about it for like 40 minutes, so there's plenty there. And for anybody that's a patron, we're gonna hang out there at our After Dark show. And Ryan says he wants to jump on this. We'll probably talk about it some more later on tonight. But yeah, Lockdown Louie. I thought maybe it was like one of those so bad it kind of figures. I had no idea.
It was too generic, the gun.
Yeah. Wait. I mean, it looks like a pretty crappy generic figure.
Yeah.
You were right on the 2000X Evelyn. She looks fantastic. And then the last one is the
Prowler, right?
Yep, Prowler from the regular retail release for the Spider-Verse.
Wouldn't have ever got that in a million years.
But also kind of like people that criticize me on that those Thor figures, me being so hard on them.
Mm-hmm.
These were $9, and look at how cool this is. A translucent, cool looking toy. Like this is a cool toy. Those Thor figures were terrible. Anyway, so there you go, John. I'm sorry, can't win them all.
Nope.
Just got one.
Yeah, I feel okay.
Yeah,
okay about that.
BTG, you don't have to, but it is nice when you send the pictures of the actual. It's a cool thing to see on there. All right, everybody, hit that like button if you hadn't yet. I guess we didn't do a goal on the likes there, my friend. That's on me. I missed that. But I do want to make sure I thank our patrons. I made the names a little bit bigger so everyone can see them. But for any of our patrons, if you want your name to look anything different, then just change it on whatever your username is on Patreon. That's what this is from. All right, so let me put the play button there. Thanks to all of our patrons. Find a full list of them right here. If you'd like to support this show and this channel and you want to see yourself in the credits, you get exclusive access to a Discord server where it's like this chat all the time. You also get entered into a monthly raffle, and you also get to join our exclusive After Dark live stream. It's only $5 a month, which is pretty dope. And what? No song today. mouth hurts way too much. It's hard enough to talk, let alone sing. But next time, my hopefully my mouth is fully healed by that point. But anywho, bigger names for the older crowd. Black Phoenix, there you go. This show sponsored by me. Very true, very true. There's no real show that. Anyways, thank you to the chat. Such a great conversation as always. Everybody, take care. A lot of things coming on this week. Geek Dead Life 2, we'll be doing Obi-Wan. I did want to talk about Stranger Things at some point too. Yeah, until next time, hasta luego. And goodbye. Have a great night, everybody. For our patrons, see ya at After Dark in a little bit.